Hey everybody, it's Moonbow here, and welcome back to some more Endless Scrap Mechanic. So in today's video, we are back in Tropical Island. That's right guys, it has been quite some time since the last episode, so if you are new to this series, then make sure you go and check out the other videos guys. I am in the Tropical Island world right now, so we've got the volcano over there with the jet ski area, as well as a sunken ship. There'll be some links in the description, guys, if you want to see more of the Tropical Island series. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the highly requested, plane crash. So in this case, guys, I made a really cool, private jet, and I ended up bringing it into the Tropical Island and crashing it into its own little island module here. So we're going to check this out, and then we are also going to check out the plane itself in a different world. We're going to fly it around, and of course guys, there will be some links in the description for the Steam Workshop, so you guys can try it out as well. So let's get on with this video. Alright, so here we are at the nose of the private jet. As you can see, it has come sliding along. It has pushed up a whole bunch of dirt here, and it finally rested in this position here. So you can see though guys, I have some trees over here all the way up this way, so you can kind of tell that the wings came along and pushed these trees down. So you can see we have a little bit of a broken wing right here. There's all sorts of debris and paper and stuff like that, as well as some thrown about suitcases. This is a pretty dramatic scene, to be honest with you. On this side I have some more trees that are down as well. I think it really added to this whole kind of world and the plane crash. So there is another wing here. It's entirely destroyed right now. And here is the fuselage. So this was kind of fun to actually get designed a little bit for the crash. So I did end up breaking it in half and adding some type of metal wireways and stuff like that that would be hanging out. It's nothing too complicated as far as the crash goes, but this is actually a really laggy world. It's not too bad if I stand still, but once I start walking around, sometimes you get some pretty bad drops in FPS. So over here, we can walk over this way. You can see this is the back of the plane here, and this is one of the engines. It has fallen off completely. And then at the back here, you can see we have some sort of trail that it left behind. So it starts all the way back here. So you can imagine that the plane came right here. It came skidding along and finally rested over there. So really cool build. I'm actually kind of surprised with how good this turned out. Another thing that I did to add to the detail here is I put these trees on blocks that are on bearings, so you can see these trees, they incrementally go back upright almost here. So this is the farthest one right here. You can see it's on a 45-degree angle, and this one is also on a 45-degree angle, and then these two, they just go by 15 degrees a little bit more each time. And that is also on this side right here. So this is just kind of to add to the whole aesthetic of this little island module here. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. We can even kind of hop up in here and you can see the interior of the plane. I didn't really destroy it too much in here because I figured it would probably just lag the world even worse. I'm sure one day though, maybe if they really optimize the game, I could come back to this world and just smash it up even more. So that's pretty much it as far as this world goes right now. Aside from that though, this is using the vegetation mod by Ike, which is a very phenomenal mod. It makes this entire tropical build possible, so thank you so much Ike for a great mod. So this is the broken, smashed plane that has crashed. So how about we go into a new world and we just check out the plane and when it's working properly. Alright, so we're in a new map now here to check out this really nifty private jet. It was a lot of fun to make, and I realized, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a plane crash, and I was like, well, why don't I make a plane that is fully functioning, and then take it into the world and break it apart, and that is what I ended up doing. So here you can see, guys, this is a really cool looking private jet. I'm really happy with the design. I spent quite a few hours on this one, actually, and I thought I was gonna get it done a little bit quicker, but obviously not. So you can see I actually put the engines on at the appropriate size. In the past, whenever I put engines or props on bigger planes, they always end up way too small, but I think for once I finally got the scale right. The wings are actually really cool. If I pop my lift down right here, you can see on top that I ended up using all sorts of these like curved pieces here from the mod pack. So the wings actually turned out really, really good. We got the flared up tips here as well. And then this is the window design here. You can see I ended up using the little triangle in the surface pieces part of the mod pack there. So that turned out really good as well. Alright, so let's get inside. Alright, so here we have a nice ramp. I wanted to put stairs and stuff here, but for some reason when you put polygons here, they interact with these polygons as well, and they just fetch the whole thing up, and it won't work anymore. Alright, so let's shut the door there, and here we are inside the intact private jet. So here we do have a bunch of seats. I wasn't too sure what kind of private jet this was, but I figured if anything it could be for a lot of people. Maybe some type of sports team or something. Back here, it's just like a little makeshift bathroom as well as an extra seat here. And we can run all the way up to the front here, and there we go. We have 2 seats right here, so this is pretty straightforward, guys. We hop into the left seat, and now we are in the pilot seat. So, let's bring up the keys here. As you can see, there are quite a few keys, but this is actually extremely easy to fly. So the 2 key is actually what brings you up in the air. Now, before we do start flying, I'm going to show you guys. Finally, I did use some pistons for some landing gear. I know people have suggested in the past, and finally, I did get a chance to try it out. So here you can see I press the 8 key, and those pistons will just kind of bring them up inside of the plane. I didn't end up fitting any covers on it, and plus I was trying to avoid as many bearings as possible simply because of the fact that I was going to bring it into the world and turn it into a crash plane. Alright, so enough of that, guys. Let's start flying this bad boy around. So we can easily press the 1 key. That'll give us our forward thrust, and now you'll see we start to rise up a little bit faster. So it's extremely easy to fly, like I said, and the keys are like this. So 3 and 4 are your left and right roll. So if I hold down 3 like that, you'll see we'll start to roll left. If I hold 4 down, we'll roll right, like so. And then 5 and 6 are your pitch controls, so we can pitch our nose down like this, and we can pitch our nose up like that. And 7 is the door on the side there, which is not a safe thing to do in mid-flight. And 8, of course, guys, is the landing gear that we can bring inside. Alright, so I didn't make this plane very fast because I really wanted to be able to fly it around, especially in first person. So how about we make sure we have the strict follow cam on here, and we have loads of room in this map, and we can very easily fly around. So I'll show you guys kind of like what it's like to fly this thing around, especially if you press the wrong button. Oh boy. Alright, how about we don't do that, or else I will probably just end up crashing this thing, which is actually what always happens, but we can definitely bring up our field of view just a little bit more, and we can get a better view like this. Alright, so here you go. You can see it's a nice, calm, smooth flight. I can do some really beautiful banking turns like this, and it really doesn't take a lot of effort to be able to just bring it back to the center position like so, and it just kind of keeps on flying. So this is definitely one of my favorite planes that I've ever made, especially now that I've gotten a lot more practice at building in this game and really getting the details down. So I hope you guys do enjoy this airplane. So there you have it, guys. It is the really cool private jet that was crashed into the Tropical Island series. It was so much fun to be able to combine the Tropical Island world with a Scrap Mechanic creation, especially one that is as cool as this private jet. So I'm going to remind you guys, of course, to make sure you check it out on the Steam Workshop if you want to try and fly this bad boy around. As you can see, it is very maneuverable, and we can even get into some terrible situations like crashing it. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you enjoyed the build or enjoyed the video, then make sure you let me know by hitting that like button. And of course, guys, if you have any more suggestions for things like the Tropical Island or any other Scrap Mechanic creations, then let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking forward to more suggestions and more inspiration. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and I will be seeing you in the next one. So bye for now.